everybody, welcome back. Last time that I ended off with this video series, I had just finished the first part of this readathon. Like I finally got my TBR pretty down pat, and then I had every intention on editing that video and then uploading it. I think I got 3 minutes into editing it before I went, yeah, just not feeling it. I'm too tired. And I actually went to bed early. And that's where I left off. It's been actually a full week. So let's do a quick catch up. So clearly I'm not doing weekly vlogs. This is going to be like a part 1, part 2, and maybe a part 3. But where I left off, so I did finish a book. I finished We're Never Meeting in Real Life by Samantha Irby. I started reading it because a bunch of my holds through Libby is popping up and I didn't want to lose that. So I started and finished it and it was so good, so good. Can I use it for this readathon? Absolutely not, but that was absolutely worth my time. What else did I read? So I did have a couple of like quiet moments while I was at work. So I did start Brilliant by Readathon. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this already, but I'm not 100% sure on that because it's been that long since I vlogged. Where am I now? Page 65. At this point, our two main characters, they're kids. Raymond and Gloria. Raymond and Gloria are looking for the black dog of depression. They overheard their parents talking about their uncle who's staying with them, and their uncle seems to have depression. And the grandmother goes, yeah, he's got that big black dog on his back and can't get rid of it. So the kids go, well, we need to find this dog. So they take off in the middle of the night. Everyone's gone to bed, and now they're looking for this black dog. Today I did read for a tiny bit. Today was a really slow day. Tuesday is my day off normally, and so I didn't bother getting out of my pajamas until like 2 p.m. today. I did not get a whole lot done. It is now 7 o'clock. Wow, I really wasted the day. Got dressed at 2 o'clock. I read for a tiny bit, which was this, Solutions and Other Problems, because I did start it before the readathon, and I need to finish this to bring this back. I was going to use it as a book with a green cover. Sorry, I think I might have to sneeze. But I see that it's more like Tiffany blue than green. So I am going to like pick through this, but obviously I don't think this can count for anything for this readathon either. So the only thing I've read so far that can count even vaguely is this so far. And I didn't get a whole lot into it. So that is a quick and dirty hello. This is what I've done so far. This is what you missed this week. Today is the day before St. Patrick's Day. We just sprung forward in regards to clocks. So we did do, oh wow, I'm totally spacing on the word. Daylight savings. We did daylight savings. And I have to say that actually threw me off so badly. I actually was an hour early to work yesterday and I hated it. What a tragedy for me. But you know, we made it work and whatever. Like I said, the day before St. Patrick's Day, we kind of got things sorted for dinner beforehand. Last year when we tried making boiled dinner, yeah, it's not looking very good right now. When last year we tried making boiled dinner, I guess we didn't pull it out soon enough and it was so frozen when we tried cooking it. So we didn't end up actually eating it. And so I was like, you know what? Minimum, this is going to take 3 or 4 hours if it's done right. Longer if it isn't. So I get out of work at 3 o'clock tomorrow. I don't want to come straight home, start cooking, and then get to eat around 7 because I'll be starving by then. So we did start this around lunchtime and we just had an early dinner and it came out. I think it came out a little overcooked, but loads better than last year. I at least got to eat it this year. And of course, I followed, family tradition with the boiled dinner and watched The Quiet Man. And that's what my family does usually for St. Patrick's Day. We wear green for the day. We have boiled dinner and we watch The Quiet Man. That was my grandmother's favorite movie, like one of her favorites, to the point where one of the main characters of the movie is Mary Kate. It's a John Wayne film, and Mary Kate, the character, I believe is Maureen Johnson, if I'm remembering the actress's name correctly. Mary Kate and Sean Thornton are our two main characters, and they like get together and they have this like tumultuous relationship. Of course, it's set in Ireland, and this was like my grandmother's favorite movie to the point where she actually named one of her daughters Mary Kate. And it doesn't quite feel like St. Patrick's Day without watching it. Last year, I didn't own it last year. I walked all the way to another library because my actual library didn't have it. And when I walked all the way there because their system said they had it, they're like, sorry, we just can't find it. Our bad. And I'm like, no, it's totally okay. I work in a library, I get it. And so I walked all the way home and I was like, well, I guess I'm buying it. I mean, I'll rewatch it. It's not like I'll watch it once. And so I now own it. And that's what I do now every year for St. Patrick's Day. But tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day. And I got to pick out my outfit for tomorrow because I got to wear green. But my kitchen's a bit of mayhem right now. And I need to do that. And then I need to clean my bathroom. And I got a bunch of other chores I need to do today. And I would very much like to take a bath as well. So I got some things to do. And I guess I'll be listening to an audiobook in the meantime. Hello everybody, I'm back home, but I said I would show you the other books I got in an attempt to actually get through this readathon. So for a nonfiction book, yes, I could have, still stuck with Teacher Man since I do want to read it. I don't know if I have time. So I grabbed a little kid's book. It's called Pot of Gold. It's a nonfiction book. It's all the myths and Irish stories and poetry and folklore. And I think at this point I might have to combine challenges. I know I was trying to read that Donahue book for one of the challenges, but if this is nonfiction and part of the folklore thing, this will count for 2. I don't know if this is by an Irish author. Selected and adapted by Kathleen Kroll. Is she Irish? I don't know. No, she's American, but she is from Irish descent, though. So something at least, I guess. But we're going to go through this the best we can. It's cute. I'm flipping through this now, and it's pretty cute. This is another kid's book. This is the tween, basically for middle school kids. It's the first book in a series called Deception's Princess. And I got a couple of these books off of the Irish authors display that my library has up. I was like, you know what? I know for a fact these are Irish authors. They must count for something. Don't know what any of these books are about. Absolutely none. But at this point, there's really only one big theme, and it's Irish authors set in Ireland. And we're just going to try to read as many as we can, and hopefully we can get them to count for several different challenges. But we did finally get one, like I said earlier. And it's a shame I didn't like it, but we at least got one. And I'm gonna bring Brilliant to work. I've been kind of picking at it while I'm at stations that I'm not really doing much. And I'm going to continue to pick at it, and I might bring something else to see if that catches my attention as well. I do want to try to read Henna Wars. That's one of the big ones because that's the group book. So I want to try to read that too. Maybe that's the book I'll bring instead of Brilliant. I think maybe it's time for me to say, I'm just not into Brilliant. Hello, so today is the last day of the readathon. It is the 30th, and I have finished one other book so far. So the last time I checked in, I did say I finished Bullfighting by Roddy Doyle. Not my cup of tea. And I think at that point, I had basically decided I think I'm going to DNF Brilliant by Roddy Doyle. I had my COVID vaccine this morning. I had the Moderna shot. It was my second one, and right now, I'm feeling kind of but that's it so far, and I have a sore arm. But I suspect that me feeling not the greatest is because I haven't drunk a whole lot of water today, so I think I'm just dehydrated. So I'm hoping if I drink some water, I'll be fine. As soon as I got back from getting my COVID shot, I did sit down and read this for a while. I sat down. I think I've been reading for the past 5 or 6 hours. I didn't have a whole lot left of this because I actually have been reading it whenever I could while I was at work, whenever I had a spare moment. Like if I was at the doors, like counting people coming in and out, or it was a little quiet, I did sit down to read this. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I actually did not want to put it down every time I had to. It was very cute. Basically, these two girls are our main characters. They go to school in an all-girls Catholic school in Dublin. I want to say Dublin. I know it's in Ireland. It's Nishat, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it, but I think it's Flavia. Nishat's family's from Bangladesh, and at the morning of a wedding that they had gone to, like her and her family, she saw how happy the bride and groom was, and it's like, all right, I see how happy they look, and I see how my parents look looking at them. I think it's time for me to break it to them that I'm gay, and they have no hope of this happening for me. And so that's what she did, and her parents did not take it well. And at the wedding, she meets Flavia. And I guess they had gone to school, like in elementary school, and they're like reconnecting. And it's them actually realizing that after this wedding, they go to the same school, and there is this business contest that they have to participate in for a grade. And they both have the idea to do henna. Nishat actually already does henna. She did it for the wedding, and not everybody at the wedding, obviously, for her and her sister. And she's been doing henna for a while, and it is part of her culture. And so she, of course, was upset when she saw Flavia go, oh, I love this art style that I saw at the wedding. Let me participate in this. I think that's my husband. And as you can imagine, that's cultural appropriation, and Nishat didn't like that. And so they were at odds throughout the majority of the book. And it's kind of like an enemies to lovers sort of story, because they do kind of have a thing for each other. But I really enjoyed this. 4 out of 5 stars. Babe.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I can finish. Sorry, that was my husband. He actually came back from the store and he brought me some snacks. Got me some Gatorade because he's like, hey, you should probably stay hydrated. And he got me not so good snacks, but that's okay. I asked him to get me some not so good snacks. And there we go. But what was I saying before I got distracted by food? Here, I was talking about this, the Henna Wars. I really enjoyed this. Overall, it's a really cute concept. I think I'm going to rate this 4 out of 5 stars because I felt like certain things, it did have its flaws, but I'm super picky with my 5-star ratings anyway, so I think 4-star is a really good rating for this. Alrighty, so that actually will count towards, the group book, because that is the group book, and I am combining prompts at this point. So that's the group book. It'll count for the group book, and it'll also count for prompt number 4. Read a Black, Indigenous, person of color, or LGBTQIA plus author. Read a book that has an author from those communities, and this will count for that because our author is, I don't think I want to pronounce this author's last name or first name correctly either. Adiba Jagirdar. I think that's as close as I'm going to get it. But as you can see, she is a Muslim Irish person. Yeah, so this book counts for 2 of those prompts. And I was going to try to read a couple other things. As you can see, I have this stack of books here. I have my comfy that I've been wearing all day. I'm starting to get warm. Don't mind that. And, but I have a headache. I'm starting to get a headache, and I don't know it's because I'm dehydrated, or I've been reading for too long, or it's the vaccine. It could be a multitude of things. So I think I'm gonna try to start and finish this today. So it'll count for the last 3 prompts, which was read a book with a green cover, read a nonfiction book, and read a book with mythology and folklore. As you can tell from my last really long and convoluted TBR, I had different books for each prompt, but we're cutting down to this. Pot of Gold, a treasury of Irish stories, poetry, folklore, and of course, Blarney. It's based on stories by several other authors that they are based in Ireland, and this was illustrated by David McPhail. It's really cute so far. As you can see, as you can see, I am about halfway through it now. The illustrations are pretty cute. The stories are pretty cute. And it's not just stories. I like the title said there's poetry. There's even a couple recipes in here. Let me show you. Will I find it again? Will I not find it again? Ah, here they are. We have recipes. Oh, if you can see it. We have recipes for Irish stew and Irish soda bread. So I am about halfway through, and the goal is to finish it by the end of the day to have completed all of the prompts. Because like I said in the last check-in, I did participate in the readathon. I think I read for about 8 hours that day. I listened to the Searcher. I almost like spaced on what I was listening to. I did listen to the Searcher, and I did listen to did I search the Searcher on the day of the readathon? I don't even remember at this point. I do remember for the majority of the day listening to Bullfighting by Doyle. And that's when I said, I wouldn't have finished it if it wasn't for this readathon. And I did read Brilliant on that day, but we're not counting Brilliant for any of the prompts because I'm not finishing it. I did start The Searcher by Tana French. I am enjoying it. I'm obviously not finishing it, so unfortunately I can't have that count for anything. I did DNF, Maeve in America. None of that matters for the readathon that day. I did participate in the readathon. I did read for a bunch on that day. Trying to see what else. Just finished the group book. And this will count for read a nonfiction book, because if you look at the call number here, it's nonfiction. Read a book with mythology and folklore, which it has, and also green cover. So all 3 prompts for that. And yeah, and I haven't finished everything. Sorry, that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. I kind of lost my train of thought there. But the whole point is, if I finish this, I would have completed all of the prompts. I think I'm going to end this check-in for now, just to finish this, because I don't know how long I'm going to be feeling great. It's very possible that I am going to start feeling worse as the night progresses. I did it, everybody. It is 8:30 at night on the last day, and I did finish A Pot of Gold. It was cute. Like I said earlier, there's nothing outstanding about it. It was a cute collection of various like Irish themed stories, poems. There was some, like I said earlier, some recipes, and there was even like a page of like old like medical how-tos from back in the day. My arm got really hot for a second. That was weird. Like if you had tonsillitis, put a boiled potato in a sock and hold it by your throat. I'm probably not remembering that correctly, but it was something like that basically. And I liked how like a lot of the stories had some sort of, not a lot of them, a good fair few, I would say, had like moral reasonings for their stories. And I liked the stories on the fairies and the leprechauns. A couple of them I did recognize, actually. But overall, pretty cute. I would flip through this again. But honestly, this was a great read. This, absolutely, knocked 3 prompts out of the park. Green cover, nonfiction, and the one on, folklore and mythology. And then Henna Wars did the read a book with an author that was part of the POC or LGBTQIA community. And then we have the Roddy Doyle book, Bullfighting. Almost I'm tired. And that counted for read a new to you author. And the Henna Wars was the group book. I did participate in the 24-hour readathon. I didn't read as much as I probably should have. I did read, I want to say about 8 hours. I read for most of the day. But after 8 hours, eventually, you don't want to read anymore. And I feel like 8 hours is a fair chunk. Let me know down in the comments if you think I shouldn't count it. And I'll take it back. I'll give it back. Let me know down in the comments if you guys participated in this readathon. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day.